9 canings, 1 school day. Gary is holding a tray of pastries he is not allowed to eat. Across the room, his father is pouring the good date wine for tonight's guest of honor. The guest of honor is Gary's teacher. This morning, that man hit Gary with a stick. Then he did it 8 more times before dinner. Tonight he is being served like a king in Gary's own house. And by the end of the evening, he will own a new coat and a ring. Every part of this is going according to plan. To understand the plan, you have to go back 12 hours. This is the city of Nippur in Mesopotamia, around 1740 BC, and Gary is about to be late for school. The school is called the Tablet House because that is what you do there. You make tablets, wet clay, a reed stylus, and around 600 different signs to memorize, all of it in Sumerian, a language nobody has spoken at home for centuries. It survives only in school. Gary is in Latin class, 35 centuries before Latin class. In theory, it is worth it. Graduates become scribes, the people who can write. Scribes keep the temple accounts, the palace letters, the tax records. In a world where almost nobody reads, reading is a superpower. Gary's father pays real tuition for this, which is important. Remember the tuition. What the tuition buys is staff. The headmaster, whose actual title is the school father. A senior student called the big brother, which is exactly as reassuring as it sounds. A monitor for the courtyard. A monitor for the gate. And one more employee, whose job title is preserved in clay. The man in charge of the whip. The schedule is also preserved. A month has 30 days, 3 are festival days, 3 are rest days. The other 24 belong to the Tablet House. One student wrote a review of this schedule that has survived 4,000 years. The days, he wrote, are long. So, morning. Gary grabs the 2 bread rolls his mother made and runs. At the door, the monitor is already waiting. Why are you late? Gary's heart, according to the original text, beats fast. He slips inside and takes his seat, hoping to become invisible. Caning 1. The teacher picks up Gary's homework tablet from yesterday and reads it. A line is missing. The tablet is, in his words, cut off. Gary is caned. School has been open for roughly 5 minutes. Caning 3. The classroom monitor returns from wherever monitors go and asks Gary a question recorded verbatim in clay. Why, when I was not here, did you talk? There is no correct answer to this question. Answering it is also talking. Caning 5. Gary stands up. He is caned for standing up without permission. Sitting, it turns out, is most of the curriculum. The rest of the day goes quickly. Caned for walking out through the gate. Caned for not keeping his head high, which means caned for slouching. Caned for speaking Akkadian, the language every person in the city actually speaks, because inside these walls, only dead Sumerian is allowed. And 1 caning where the clay tablet is damaged exactly where the reason should be. Gary was punished for something. 4,000 years later, nobody knows what. Caning 9. The last one comes from the teacher himself, and it is the one that breaks Gary. Your hand is not good. Bad handwriting. The one skill the entire school exists to teach. The student in the real text says it plainly. I forsook the scribal art. Gary is done. Gary wants out. And then, instead of quitting, Gary has an idea. The idea is also in the text, because the student pitches it to his father in plain Sumerian. Pay the teacher, not tuition, extra. Which brings us back to dinner. The teacher is fetched from school and seated in the seat of honor. Gary serves him. Gary recites his lessons flawlessly, a skill that has mysteriously appeared now that the stick is out of reach. Gary's father pours wine like water, praises the man's genius, and then produces the gifts. A brand new garment, a ring for his hand. And the teacher stands up and gives a speech that survives word for word. You have given me a gift over and above my earnings, he says, which tells you everything about a teacher's salary in Mesopotamia. May the goddess of writing bless your reed. May you rank the highest of all the schoolboys. Overnight, Gary is the star pupil. Nothing about Gary's work has changed. Only the teacher's wardrobe has. One last thing, while the wine is being poured. This whole day is a real document. It is called Schooldays. It was written around 4,000 years ago, and scholars think the author was a teacher. It became a set text. More than 20 copies survive because generations of schoolboys were assigned to copy it out, caning by caning, bribe and all, as handwriting practice. Which means the oldest school story on earth is about buttering up your teacher, and the teachers themselves kept it on the syllabus. Some homework assigns itself. Gary's troubles are not confined to one century. History is long, and Gary lives in all of it.